Today we are working on the WJ again, my little old Jeep out there. I'm going to be doing a long-awaited repair on here slash upgrade, and that's going to be the Akebono caliper install on that. So, if you don't know what that is, the TV's caliper that comes on some of these earlier models of the WJ, they've got these stupid clips and stuff on there. So overall, they're just not a very good design. They're a lot more prone to failure because that clip can break, fly off, or like on the rear rotors, I'll show you right now, if you screw it up, it's gonna dig into the whole thing and make a lot of noise, makes a racket. So I'm already hot, sweaty, done all that because I've been outside working on this thing today already, doing some stuff on the rear end, just rectifying a couple things I screwed up during the axle swap because I'm an expert. Let me show you the couple things that we are putting on this right now. So for starters right here, I do have my drilled and slotted rotors and my Detroit axle brake pads to go on there. This was just a cheap little Facebook Marketplace deal that I got from a fella. Then just got my new auto parts store calipers already spray painted. The nice thing about this install is that all of this is already just plug and play stuff. So you take it off, just put the new things on, no real retrofitting that's actually needed. So without further ado, let's get into the install of it. First things first, we're gonna lift this up and get the wheels off. Right now, this is gonna be the best time to show you guys everything side by side. So installed right now, that's the old style TV's caliper that's on there. It's got that goofy little spring retainer on there that's a pain in the butt to install and just a bit more prone to failure. Whereas this is going to be the new one, the Akebono style caliper, and this one is built just the same as like your Dodge Ram 1500s or 1-ton trucks. So the design of it physically is beefier because it's a full caliper bracket and everything that's on there. So as far as a preference goes, I like that one more than that one. You know, in hindsight, this would be going a lot faster if I took the caliper off from the bracket here. So then I'd have all the space in the world, but I'm committed to doing it with this tiny bit of movement I got. 1/8 of a turn, that's about all I'm getting. But you know what? I'm a typical man. I'm gonna force myself to do it the hard way, make it everybody else's problem, and be mad about it. So, anywho, we'll get back to you later. Alright, I've got all the bolts out. Oh, guess that's gonna come off as one piece. These calipers aren't going back on. I'll hit it with a sledgehammer if I want to. Time for my favorite part. Yeet! Now we're going to move forward with the next part on the install, which is the install part. Since it is a slotted drilled rotor, it is directional, so you got to have it go with those kicking back like that. Also, we're going to make this a lot easier on ourselves this time. So I'm going to separate this caliper from the bracket, then install the bracket, get the pads on, then this will slip right over that. You stay. Get these bolts threaded back in. Back with the certified goop. Expertly installed. Now we'll get the backside done. At first, this hardware looks a bit more intimidating than the old stuff because that's just quick, easy spring on there. And these are these wacky contraptions, but they do put quite a bit of tension on the pads there. So I'd say as far as a retainer standpoint goes, those seem like they'll retain pretty good. They're springy, those are in there stiff. So I call that a win. With that mounted on, we can actually put the caliper portion on So I'll get that mounted. Then all we have to do is pretty much switch that line over, and we'll bleed everything when we're done. Stick the fingies in the goo. And the torque specs for this one are going to be power torque. Just remember, I'm not a how-to channel. I'm a fella who does what it do channel.
It does what it do.
I don't know why I have premature carpal tunnel. My hands are hammers, bro. Okay, so this will be the scariest part of the whole thing. So we're just gonna disconnect that brake line and then move it on to this one. That's it. So we'll see if this comes off. Whoop, that's the wrong way. So now we'll take our banjo bolt here with our copper washer. And don't forget this, because you'll be sad. You get your second copper washer. Struggle to fit this down there. That's still in the way, but throw it there. Woo! There we are. Now, moving on to the next side. It's a new day out here, another beautiful morning in northern Utah. Last night, I did end up running out of daylight just like I thought I was going to, but I did get both sides of this finished, so I will show you what we have. So you watched the whole install of that yesterday, so you know what's going on. All I did was mirrored the same exact job here on the other side, and again, everything's plug and play. Everything went smoothly. It did rain a little bit last night, so washed some of my mud off on there, and I left my windows down because I'm an expert. I'm gonna go ahead and get everything on here double torqued, get the wheels back on. I'll probably get somebody out here to help me bleed the brakes because I hate doing it myself. Even though I have the equipment, it still sucks. So we'll get to that point. Don't forget to top off your sauce.
2 shots of vodka.
Woo! That thing was about as close to empty as you can get without being empty. Now, we get to bleed the brakes. Then we'll get to see how it actually does. So far, I am very happy with how this is actually performing. So after getting to drive this thing around for a few minutes, I am very happy with how this has turned out. My brake pedal feels the best that it ever has, so that's good, but I think that might just be a matter of, you know, everything's been replaced on this thing now. So I got full new brakes, front, rear, the whole way through. I've got my fancy schmancy ceramic brake pads and everything. So I'd say as far as like a noticeable difference goes, yeah, I mean, it's noticeable enough. But I'd say at least for like the reliability factor that I know I've got now, that's really nice to know that I got something that is a bit more foolproof, that just works better. So I think that will wrap it up for what I've got in today's video. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is my first video doing it totally on my own. So if it seems like it's choppy or anything like that, it's because I'm doing this all on my iPhone. I definitely still really care about the product that I'm putting out. So I think it'll be good enough. Should be passable. But anywho, thank you very much for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next one.